Today we're driving the all-new 2025 Toyota Crown Signia to our mountain test course to see if there's any snow we can play in. Along the way, we're also going to see if this really can get 37 miles to the gallon on the freeway.
The 2025 Toyota Crown Signia is a wagon version of the Crown sedan, which was launched in 2023. This competes most directly with the Subaru Outback and the Volvo V60 Cross Country. In this video, I'm on a road trip from western Washington over the Cascade Mountains to our mountain test course just outside of Ellensburg, where hopefully there will be some snow and we can test out this all-wheel drive system.
But first, let me get you acquainted with this 2025 Toyota Crown Signia.
If the grille on the front of this Crown Signia looks familiar, it's because a similar look appears on the Lexus RX. But it shares more than just looks. The entire hybrid powertrain has been borrowed from the popular Lexus crossover. This features a 2.5-liter naturally aspirated four-cylinder combined with 3 electric motors for a total system output of 240 horsepower. One of those electric motors is used to power the rear axle all by itself, providing 89 pound-feet of torque. There is no drive shaft down the middle, so it's more of a rear assist than a performance-enhancing setup. EPA rates the fuel economy of the Crown Signia at 39 miles to the gallon in town and 37 on the highway. Like most other hybrids, the EPA rating is better in town because the electric motors get to do more of the work. The battery here is a nickel metal hydride unit that stores 5 amp hours and produces 230.4 volts. Of course, this system is constantly charging and discharging the battery automatically, so charging it just isn't something that you need to worry about. The model we're testing today is a loaded limited trim. It also came with the advanced technology package, which adds the 360 camera system, front cross traffic alerts, puddle lights, parking assist, and the traffic jam assist system. Price of the Crown Signia as you see it here with premium paint and all-weather liners, $52,585 US, including destination.
With all that out of the way, it's time for about a 50-mile trip over the mountains. And what we're going to do is we're going to start here in North Bend, Washington. We're then going to drive over Snoqualmie Pass, which will take us up to 3,000 feet. And then we're going to go to Cle Elum, which will take us down to about 2,000 feet. So this is a mostly uphill drive. Once there, we'll refill, and I will then calculate the miles to the gallon for that leg of the trip. And we'll also compare it with the onboard calculator to see how close that is. So downhill. This is going to be mostly downhill after we crested the peak up there. Okay, we're going to take our exit. Currently, it's calculating 26.8. Now, keep in mind, that is a worst case scenario. That is mostly uphill with a little bit of downhill. So, obviously, like when I was earlier driving on the freeway in stop-and-go traffic, I was getting over 40 miles to the gallon. So this vehicle, it can deliver. But be aware, in conditions like that, obviously, MPGs are going to plummet because A, high speeds, B, hills. Two things that hybrid systems just aren't really that advantageous at. Okay, let's exit and do some math. I just got to point out here. So let's pull up here and stop. The fuel level on this car in driving 52.5 miles has barely moved, like 1 pixel. Still have a 520 mile range. That's insane. Anyway, we've done 52.5 miles. Let's see what the math says on that. So we did 204 gallons is what we just added in. Let's do some quick math. 52.5 divided by 2.004 equals 26.19 miles to the gallon. The onboard calculator says 27.3 miles to the gallon. It was about 1 mpg off, but I'd say that's pretty close. Okay, now that we've fussed with economy numbers, so here we are. It definitely is cold outside, and I'm definitely seeing some snow on at least a couple of the main lines. Now, we're not going to take this onto any of the challenge courses, of course, because it has Bridgestone all seasoned tires on it. They are mud and snow rated, but let's not kid ourselves. And also 6.7 inches of ground clearance and 21-inch wheels. Let's not trash the wheels for the next journalist who gets this car. We're just going to stay on the main lines, and I want to see how the all-wheel drive system will respond when it hits tricky stuff, snow. Now, obviously the climb in here, it's gravel. This is actually where all-wheel drive is kind of nice. It's easy to drive up here. I have driven this grade on the gravel in two-wheel drive, and it can spin actually quite a lot. It is a steep and slippery enough of a slope, even though you cannot tell that on camera. Okay, so here's a main line. This is snow. Underneath the snow is dirt. This is not one of our rocky roads. This is actually a dirt road, and right now the temperature is 29 degrees. It is frozen. But before we start this run, let's check conditions. Yeah, I think this would be pretty good. The snow has fallen and refrozen a little bit, so it's a little icy underneath. The ground is frozen too, which is good because that means we're not going to be digging into mud. Mud obviously can damage the wheels. It can also kick rocks up. But man, I'm looking at the ladder there, and the little ice, a little snow on it, that might be kind of fun to bring the Land Cruiser or the Raptor out and see how it does on that. Right, well, that's for another day. Let's see how this Crown deals with this. In terms of drive modes, we don't have a lot of options. We have custom, sport, normal, and eco. That's it. So I'm just going to keep it in normal. I'm going to go ahead and turn off traction control. I'm holding the button down for 1, 2, 3, 4. All the lights light up. And now we have traction control off. Now my tire pressures are running at 36-ish or so. So it's just running standard factory pressures. Actually, I'll put the transmission in sport too, so it'll hold those gears. And 3, 2, 1, go, floor it. I hear pulsing. I see lots of power going to the back. Yeah, it's doing it. Ha! Okay, that was pretty easy. Nice. Can I do a snow nut? Yeah, it just doesn't push enough power to the back to really kick it around because obviously it's a support system. It's designed for traction. It's not designed for fun. But in terms of traction, it does a very good job. It got us up this slippery incline. And granted, this isn't extreme, but that's kind of like a normal road grade. So if you can get up that, yeah, that's going to work 90% of the time. Let's set up again and try a more normal climb up. See if we can do it without any slipping whatsoever. So I'll line up here. And this time I'm just going to go drive mode normal. Let's turn traction control on. This time I'm going to mosh it. Still does a great job. Yeah, I mean, traction control, Toyota's good at that. They really are. What we really need is to get some more snow here. The problem is I don't always know when I'm going to have snow and when I have which vehicles. So right now I happen to have this vehicle and I happen to have this much snow. So this is the test you get, okay? If we get more snow, I'll obviously have other vehicles that I'll be testing out here. As things stack up, it becomes more and more challenging, which is, I look forward to that challenge. In reviewing the slow motion footage, I could see that the back passenger side wheel was actually on a bare patch of dirt. So I'm going to go ahead and roll up a little bit more and try that same test again, but this time on solid snow. And we'll see if we can get some more spin out of those back tires. Because clearly the front tires were doing all the heavy lifting. And that's actually why we kind of shunted a little bit to the side, is because they spun, slipped a little bit, but then the traction wheels kind of kicked in and righted it. And it did a good job, all things considered. Overall, I think the system, it responds fast enough for safety. And it also is, you know, it's a confident drive, which is nice. Now, would I trade this all-wheel drive system for the one in the Outback Touring XT that we just tested? No, I wouldn't. The Outback Touring XT, that has symmetrical all-wheel drive, which is a lot more fun of an all-wheel drive system, and it's also full time. You never have that system disengaged. It's always putting power to the back, which is what I love. But if you're looking at this vehicle and you want all-wheel drive for safety, you'll do fine. You know, while we're here, let's go ahead and cross the abyss and go up to the lookout. Just a little extra. Let's put this brake over. Okay, we're good. Slam those brakes on. Oh, we got some pretty good grip. Ha. Oof. Yeah, we're rubbing on the veg. That's not great. Ooh. Yeah, the lack of ground clearance on this thing, it's kind of a little annoying. Give me one more inch. So for that rock I'm about to roll over. Nope, we're good. I think we're free and clear up to the vantage point. I think that if you equipped this vehicle with proper snow tires, it would be excellent in any snowy condition. This has been my road trip review of the new 2025 Toyota Crown Signia. It is an excellent, smooth crossover that's comfortable, full of useful tech, and I think it even looks pretty good.